Hello and welcome to the TCF Morning Show. It is Tuesday, January 5th, and this morning I am joined by Jonathan Game at TCF Gameboy and Boomy at Boomy TCF. I am Zach Lilia at Z Lilia TCF. The main page is at typical_Chicago. This morning we will be talking about how the Marquee hired John Boog Sciambi, which is, I think, the best thing they've done in a while. It's really
Yeah.
going to save fans who were kind of on the fence, because I think that it's going to be a fun watch. We'll get into that. We'll have NFL news. There is some firings going on. No hirings yet, but we kind of have a promotion per se in Denver that we will get into. And the NCAA tournament has been said to maybe be in Indiana.
Yep, it's confirmed today. The whole tournament.
As its prime area, its only area for games, which is pretty awesome. So we will get into that. But if you want to follow us on Instagram or Facebook, just type in typical Chicago fans. You will find us on there. Give us a follow. Go over to the YouTube page. Please subscribe to the YouTube page at typical_. Just type in typical Chicago fans. You will find us on there. And then wherever you get your podcast from, if it's Apple, please subscribe, rate, and review. If it's anywhere else, please just type in typical Chicago fans. You will find us on there. I have my shirt on, my 26 shirt right here. I don't know if they have this one still, but they have a pretty cool bear down shirt that is available right now at 26shirts.com Chicago. So type in the promo code typical Chicago fans at checkout, and you will get 15% off of your purchase. Again, that is typical Chicago fans at checkout for 15% off of your purchase at 26shirts.com Chicago. Boys, how are we doing? I know one of you is back to work. One of you is not yet back to work. But it's still a Monday. So we got through the Monday, on to Tuesday. How are we doing, boys?
Like you said, man, got through the toughest day of the week, so it's all downhill from here, or uphill. I don't know how you want to look at it, but can't complain too much. It's very, very weird. No Monday night game, first time since August, early September. So a little bit strange feeling on a Monday night, but overall we're doing great. And on to the rest of the week.
Yeah, I'm just chilling. Haven't started back yet, so I took a nap today, hung out, played some video games, played the new Spider-Man game, the Miles Morales one. So, I mean, I've just been chilling, so it's been nice. It's been good.
Also love the Morale shirt.
Of course.
Is that the Schwarber one?
This is actually, yeah, it is. So I got this, and I got the short sleeve hoodie, so I got to wear these even though he's gone. Got to wear them.
Oh, always going to be one of my favorite players to watch.
Absolutely.
In baseball, him and you, Darvish. It's sad that they are gone, but let's move on to something positive that the Cubs did. They hired John Boog Sciambi. You would know him from ESPN. He's done some Cubs. Did he do Sunday Night Baseball?
Wednesday Night Baseball.
Wednesday Night Baseball. Okay. Yep. I've always enjoyed listening to him. I think that of all the ESPN commentators, he's been my favorite. And I think it's really going to be enjoyable. Even with some of the moves the Cubs have made or whatever, it's still going to be fun to watch because he's going to make it exciting. He knows the players pretty well. He's always, like I said, I listened to him on the Compound podcast with Ian Happ, and it was a great interview on there. So I'm excited just to see or see how he changes it up, because Len, he's a little more excitable than you would have to say Len Kasper is. So we're going to have to see how that's going to form into a season where we don't really know what's going to go on with the roster.
Definitely. I think it's a great hire.
I think it's an awesome hire.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have the off season that you do, at least there's some positive news to be taken, and not that that's going to make the product on the field any better, but you got to take it for what it is. You got to kind of look at it through a lens. And, I like you said, Zach, I'm a big Wednesday night baseball fan. I think Sciambi's done a great job in the 6 years he's been doing those games. So I think you're making an equal or better hire as compared to, not that I didn't like, Len and JD together. Not that I have anything against Len, but I think Sciambi even said, it's just a little different. Baseball matters on the north side, and it's something he wanted to be a part of. So, there's going to be the excitement there. So I'm excited. I think it's a great hire, and hopefully the Marquee Network and Hulu Live get it figured out so I can watch some Cubs games this year.
Yeah, no kidding. I love the hire as well. I think that he fits the bill perfectly for what they want every day. He brings the energy that Len Kasper had. Plus, I just think those, between Boog and JD, they're going to have a great chemistry together. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about Boog is that he does the Little League World Series and the College World Series.
That's right.
Too. So, you could tell he's just he's a baseball guy.
Yes.
The players like talking to him. There's a great story I was watching today with him and Chipper Jones. If you haven't seen that, you guys should look that up. It's hilarious. It just shows that he has a relationship with the players, which is just great going forward for the team and for the TV. Okay, every day we get to watch and know this guy is going to entertain us for 3 hours.
Well, it's like you said, it's a good move on the Cubs end. They've struggled with that network. It was such a bad launch. I mean, think about where we were a year ago, not knowing if any of us would be able to see any games, and all the kerfuffle with the streaming services and how much of a dumpster fire that's been. They finally do something right. Now get the rest of it fixed, go forward from there, and hopefully they can get that figured out by the time games start happening.
Well, and beside just the play-by-play, I think that for Marquee, it's going to be nice. They could do some other shows with him, maybe some kind of what they do with the Ryan Dempster, the off the mound stuff. I think that would be kind of cool to do with Sciambi. So I think it's the perfect hire, honestly.
I agree, 100%.
For the situation too, like you said, people were upset when Len went to the White Sox to do radio, but this hire, like you said, is equal, if not better. So I'm excited for the season that we really don't know when it's going to start yet. But at least we know who will be hearing the first game. And I think about this every day. We don't know what this lineup still is going to be.
Pitching rotation, bullpen, it's all up in the air.
Yeah, we just got rid of Yu Darvish. It's who's our ace now? I know it's Kyle Hendricks, but
hey, but our single A team's gonna be really good this year.
Really good. You better watch out for the South Bend Cubs this year, folks. Loaded.
This is a conversation for a different day. We have some NFL news. Boomy, who was fired today?
Doug Marrone got canned in Jacksonville. Saw that coming. Obviously, they go 1-15. Anthony Lynn is fired from the Chargers.
I think Adam Gase got fired Sunday night, right?
Yeah, he got fired about I don't even know if he made it to the locker room after the game. They couldn't have fired him fast enough. And then the other move, John Elway will be stepping away from the general manager position. He's becoming an executive vice president or some. He
pretty much got promoted.
Yeah, money-wise, dude, but he's not going to have as much say.
I know what you mean, but he pretty much just I'm going to get promoted today.
Yeah, I mean, he's John Elway. He can have a job for the Broncos until the day he dies. It doesn't matter how bad they are.
That means that the Broncos want somebody else who is going to make final decisions.
Yeah.
Well, somebody take the fall for it.
That's true too. Yeah, think about some of those picks. I mean, Brock Osweiler, Trevor Siemian, and some of those other, questionable picks after the Super Bowl has gotten them where they are. And those were Elway's guys. Those were his picks. And, hopefully that he brings in someone competent for Denver's sake. But, yeah, I think there's, some good openings. I think Jacksonville, obviously, the rumor is on Urban Meyer. He's asking for $12 million a year.
Why would you want him?
It's going to be
Urban Meyer.
I mean, of all college coaches, I think he's probably the way to go because you're not going to get Nick Saban. He's never going to go back to the NFL.
That's so much money. That's just so much money.
But it would put him in maybe the top 10 of all NFL coaches, I think.
That's crazy, but do what you got to do.
Yeah, I think, and I mean, it makes.
I think the Chargers job is going to be the most
popular
one. I mean, Herbert was so good this year, and to know that you have a quarterback already established who showed how good he is already, you can come into that.
100%.
Sign me up.
New town, new stadium. I mean, there should be some energy behind it. They have some pieces. I mean, we talked about it last night. You know, you don't know if some of their wide receivers and some of their other key players, but you've got plenty of cogs there that you can make things work, and that's definitely going to be a well sought after job. And then obviously, I don't know what to think about the Jets.
It's really crazy because people were talking about yeah, man, Justin Fields is good, this and that. It's like, but he's not Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And it's still
you like getting him with the second pick, whatever, but you wanted Trevor Lawrence if you were the Jets and you ruined it.
Yeah.
I think two, I don't want to say treasure troves of jobs, but two, decent looking jobs in Los Angeles and in Jacksonville, obviously because you're getting Trevor Lawrence as a part of that package. And then the Jets, it's like, all right, is there a younger guy who wants to prove it? Is there a younger guy who wants to come in and
And I'm not so convinced that it couldn't be Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I'm not saying that he's going to be this amazing quarterback, but give him a chance.
Yeah, seriously. Put something around him other than a 38-year-old Frank Gore.
So
I think we're also forgetting, too, that the Falcons and the Lions both have spots they got to fill, too.
I saw the Falcons are going to hire Bieniemy, I think is his name, the offensive coordinator from the Chiefs. I think.
Oh, they are going to get him.
It's him getting a bit higher. I know they're interviewing him. I think the Lions asked permission to interview him as well. And then I think the last kind of wild card out there is the Eagles. Are they going to keep Peterson? I don't think you should, but what do I know?
I don't think Sunday night helped, but I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah, that one's hard to judge. I personally think they should move on, but
it doesn't seem like the locker room was too big of fans of him.
No. I think he pissed off more people than he made friends with last night or Sunday night.
Anything else in the NFL, Boomy? Bears play in the Nickelodeon wild card game, so they'll be slime. Well, it'll be all
it's all digital, but
yeah, and
I think they should go
on the field goal, and I think something like SpongeBob's performing at halftime or something like that. But
it's a big drop off from Prince at halftime of the Super Bowl in 2005.
But it will be streamed on Amazon Prime and Nickelodeon.
I mean, as goofy as it is, and we can trash on it, that's genius marketing by the NFL.
Yeah.
Get them.
Oh, there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money there, boys.
I mean, I'm 100% gonna turn on Nickelodeon while I watch it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You have to. How do you not watch it on Nickelodeon? They put anything remotely good on Nickelodeon, I'm gonna watch it.
Exactly.
I'm
just nervous for the game.
I do think that this is best case scenario for them.
Yes, you are right there. You're very right.
What else is there to be said though? They're an 8-8 team.
We're here because there's an extra playoff spot. If it was last year, we would never be in the spot. But we're here. So what are you gonna do?
Just go win the whole damn thing.
Mm-hmm. We got a week of having at least a little fun with it. Boomy, shut up.
I didn't say anything.
I saw your stupid face.
Just give me a rematch with the Packers in 2 weeks, so we can lose by one score this time.
Yeah,
and I can have some dignity a little bit going into next season.
I like that outlook.
But the Bears play at 3:30 on Sunday, so we are excited about that. The NCAA tournament has been said to be only in Indiana.
No, right? Zach, it is confirmed. This is
confirmed.
From the NCAA, yes.
Okay. confirmed that it's all in Indiana.
Yep.
I don't know if it's mostly going to be in Indianapolis.
So
Yeah.
there's 4 sites in Indianapolis. I had it pulled up here. Give me just a second. Lucas Oil Stadium, which is where the final was going to be. Hinkle Fieldhouse at Butler. Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Yeah, so that's the 4 in Indianapolis, and then they're going to play at West Lafayette on the campus of Purdue, and then in Bloomington on the campus of Indiana.
That's exciting. There's
awesome.
a plan. There's a plan in place, and that's beautiful. It's going to be fun to watch,
without a doubt.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
So I'm just like confused. So like, how are they gonna to do it? Like, is it most like is like the West region and like the North region and stuff? How they do that?
Yeah,
like, is
so
that
like,
going to be played in like different parts of Indiana?
Yeah, so I think what they're planning to do, obviously, like Lucas Oil Stadium holds like 100,000 people or something. They're not going to play any opening round games there. That's going to be specifically for the Final Four and the finals. And I think you're going to see Purdue and Indiana University use this like those first round matchups. Those the East, the West, the South, and the Midwest will be all at one school. Because like that's the beautiful thing is they can literally play those games in one spot all day. And obviously we know in the NCAA tournament that they have games going on all day, but you have to remember they're all in one city. So they're only playing 2 games a day. They're playing 2 games and then they're playing the final in 2 days and those first round games. So now you can have, that entire, like you'll play, 10, 1, 4, 7, 10, like you're going to be just playing all day. And I'm not sure exactly. They haven't announced what the layout is, but I think this is genius. I think this is a great way to get the kids into the, whatever you want to call it, medical protocols or whatever. They said the state of Indiana has already approved of their medical contingency plan or whatever. They're going to be in hotels and all that good stuff and kind of similar to an NBA bubble situation. But if we can't have the regular tournament, I think this is the second best option. So like you said, Zach, though, plan in place is huge.
Yeah, I love this idea of playing all in the same state like this because I think my biggest concern going into this year obviously was if they're traveling all over the place, these are college kids that don't get paid. Like, what's their incentive really for like following all the protocols, like other than just not getting kicked off the team?
Yeah.
Because, you're not getting paid. So I thought a bubble should have been put in place to begin with for everybody. And Indianapolis just screams like this is a good place for a bubble. I wanted the Big Ten to do a bubble in Indianapolis to begin with. Perfect. But this is a great idea, I think. Hopefully they'll be able to allow like minimal amount of fans at least by the time this comes around. We at least get some people in there, hopefully, because that's going to be strange to not have anybody at the tournament. But I really like this idea.
Either way, we get to see a lot of college basketball, and that's awesome. We missed out on it last year, which is just crazy to think. But like you said, we play out the rest of the season knowing that there will be a tournament, which is awesome.
Beats the hell out of the alternative, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things you didn't know what they were gonna do, how they were gonna do it, if they were gonna be able to do it. And like you said, now that you know, you can watch the rest of the season with ease.
Definitely.
Yes. Boom, you got a wacky web story for us?
Yeah, man. I'll be honest. I'm a little worried on we record these late Monday night. I'm a little worried on a Monday night, and I think science is to blame for my worry. And that's just because we've talked about different animals being found frozen and so old. I think I brought up a story maybe a couple of months ago about them finding a wolf or something in the Arctic tundra, whatever. But they're at it again. They found a well-preserved Ice Age woolly rhino in Siberia. It has been very well preserved. It literally looks like a baby elephant, but they said that their tests show that this elephant is 200 or 20,000 to 50,000 years old. And it's great. I'm glad science found it, but I've also seen too many movies. I don't need any, DNA duplication. We don't need to be doing the Jurassic Park stuff because this is just opening a Pandora's box. We get it. You found a 20,000-year-old, elephant looking thing, but that's great. Let's leave it at that. It's got all of its organs intact. It's got like a lumpy layer of fat is what they're calling it. It has hair on it. It's very well preserved. That's great. Don't go too far with this, Russia. Please, we don't need this.
Boomy, you have watched too many movies.
Dude, I'm on 155 since the middle of March.
We need this. We need a Jurassic Park. This is the time to do it. Put it on a remote island, okay? Bring them all out there. It's a safe place, right? Just put up some...
Bad idea.
You've watched 155 movies?
Yeah, since March 17th.
How many hours is that?
I don't want to know. That doesn't even include, I've also watched 35 comedy stand-up specials, and hang on, I got the running list right here. I've also watched at least one season of 46 television shows.
I think Boomy loves making lists of things that he's done.
Big.
That's funny. Yeah. Boomy, how many times have you went up the stairs today? Well, let me get my piece of paper out here.
I don't use paper, buddy. I use the notes app in my phone.
No, you use
I also
notebook at workout.
Right. Gym, I use the notebook. Yep. But that's because I've tried it on my phone, and I always open it, and then I end up on Twitter or something that I don't need to be. So helps out just a little bit. That's when I go paper. That's when I go old school.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine sitting there for that long watching that many movies. That's insane.
Well, so that's kind of the caveat though. Like I've talked about this. Like I'm a big put a movie on while I'm playing video games, and kind of multitask. So that was a lot of it. And they're all 157 movies I've never seen before. I haven't watched a duplicate yet. So
that's if every movie was 1 hour, it's 155 hours. And then
so yeah, I don't even want to get into the logistics.
Gosh.
I just need your number one though. What's your number one that you've seen over time? Or a top three? Or
all time, or just since I started?
Out of those 155 that you've watched, or whatever the number was.
The one, it's definitely in my top three. Clockwork Orange, kind of a very generic answer, but I love that movie. Very screwed up. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was very good.
Okay.
Incredible movie. And then I'm going to be such a meatball here. The Expendables series was incredible. I love those movies.
Okay.
The best movie I saw was Parasite.
Yeah, dude, Boomy, you got stuff.
You are frozen in the best way.
Oh my god.
This happens every night.
You're like doing duck face, dude. Oh my god, I couldn't stop from laughing at that one. That was bad.
That was a good one. I'm surprised it took you that long to see it.
I'm like looking at it, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? You were like this.
Hang on, I can't see you. I can only see Gamer.
Oh, then never mind. All right, so
I'll start at the I found one that is definitely my top movie. I completely forgot about this one because it was number 7 on the list.
Hold on, before we start, have you seen I think it's on Hulu, Sorry to Bother You with Okay, that's one you got put on your list to watch. It is goofy, but it's really, really good.
All right, I will check that out.
All right, go into that, and then we'll just kind of wrap the show up.
Oh, I definitely missed one here. The best movie I've seen is probably in my top 20 of all time, Parasite. I know it won a ton of awards last year. I've never, ever in a million years thought I would love a movie that isn't in English that I had to read subtitles for, but it was probably one of the, like I said, top 20 movies I've ever seen. If you haven't seen it, I think it's on Hulu. It's absolutely incredible. But I'll go through it again, Gamer. I'll come up with a more, specific list. I tried to include some of the classics. That's why A Clockwork Orange and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Taxi Driver and some of those movies that are like considered iconic, top 50 all-time movies. But I also watched the entire Marvel series, so those were all pretty good.
So did you keep track of every movie that you watched?
Yeah, I'm big at like rating movies on IMDb. So like I've gone through, I probably have like 300 something movies on IMDb that I have rated.
I love that.
I can see Boomy that like being his like hobby.
Oh, I love it. And like this is all because like when I grew up, I was never a big movie watcher. I've seen half of like probably 1,000 movies, but I used to just never sit there and watch a whole movie. I would catch like half of it.
1,000 movies. You think you've watched 1,000 movies?
Yeah, if I've watched 155 in the last 10 months, I've watched 1,000 movies in my life. That's easy math. But I used to be notorious for just watching.
I don't think it.
It's easy.
Well, these last few months have been pretty special.
Well, it also helped that we cut cable this year.
Of staying inside.
Yeah, but we also cut cable this year. That helped too. But I'm saying, even in a weird year, I'm 30,
well,
so even if you do
just like that,
some rudimentary math, I think 1,000.
You're not watching 155 movies a year.
No, but even if you watch 50 a year, like that's more than enough. I'm 30 years old.
But obviously, you don't remember watching movies until you were like at least probably 5 or 6 years old. So like, how do you know those first 6 years that you watched enough movies to really get you to this point?
Guys, I'm telling you, it's easily 1,000.
I just think the math
doesn't end the show. No, we're ending the show here because I'm not going to argue about this tonight. Anything else, boys?
Go Bears.
KD's out for a week. Tough break for Z-Lil's fantasy team.
That's the only reason you brought it up.
Ouch. Ouch.
No, that wasn't the only reason.
Yes, coronavirus. How about you? Like, who cares about fantasy basketball? Let's worry about his health there, Boomy.
Oh, sorry. That was very short-sighted of me.
All you care about is fantasy basketball.
All I have is fantasy sports and movies. That's all I got
going. Unbelievable. Gamer, anything else?
Go Bears, and just got to plug this real quick. Go Illini. They've number 12 in the country right now. Still on the up and up. Let's keep it going.
Did you see they did like a kind of a net ranking of like they kind of go through everything, and Illinois was like 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, the Ken Palm rating.
They're strength of schedule and everything. Yeah, I mean, hey.
Hello.
Someone I saw on Twitter, someone had posted, I don't know exactly what school it was in the Big Ten, but it's like their next 10 games is all against ranked opponents. Like the Big Ten is just
Minnesota's got a crazy schedule to start off the Big Ten. It was like they had to play Illinois, then Iowa, then Wisconsin, then Michigan. Yeah. It's like all the big guys like right away.
Literally, there's no nights off except for maybe Nebraska, and Nebraska's still gonna knock somebody. Like you could easily see like Nebraska beating Iowa or Illinois or Indiana or Michigan, like on one of those just offshoot nights where somebody doesn't shoot well, they can beat somebody. Like there's no freebies.
There's no games in the Big Ten this year that like if somebody loses like a ranked team, even if it's to an unranked team, you're still gonna be like they're just good teams.
Yeah, that's the Big Ten.
But it will be exciting to watch. If you want to follow Gamer Jonathan Game on Twitter, at TCF Gameboy, Boomy at Boomy TCF. I am Zach Lilia at Z Lilia TCF. The main page is at typical_Chicago. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Type in Typical Chicago Fans. Give us a follow on there. YouTube. Type in Typical Chicago Fans. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Interviews, podcasts, food reviews. They're all on the YouTube page. And then wherever you get your podcast from, if it's Apple, please subscribe, rate, and review. If it's anywhere else, just type in Typical Chicago Fans. You will find us on there. 26shirts.com, Chicago. Boomy's got his shirt on right now. Got the shirt in the background. I got my shirt on. But if you want the Bear Down shirt, I think it came out yesterday at 26shirts.com Chicago. If you want to buy that shirt, use the promo code Typical Chicago Fans for 15% off of your purchase. Again, that is Typical Chicago Fans at checkout for 15% off of your purchase. This has been the TCF Morning Show, Tuesday, January 5th. We love you all.
Peace.